Dear ones, perhaps you feel a need to change more rapidly, or as rapidly as others. This transition is not a race nor a better than scenario. You will transition to your new path when it is right for your spiritual, physical, and emotional bodies. Just as was true in puberty. Some of you are already lighting up your world and the world around you, while others are bemoaning that they have not yet started or are not at the same level. It is impossible for you to transition and then not shift dramatically. Just as was true in puberty, your shift will happen when the time is right for you. Your indicator that this is true is your interest in this transition, evidenced by your need to read or listen to materials related to it. This transition is not a race and has nothing to do with being better than or I'll never shift. Each of you is a unique individual, and so too will be your transition into new you. There is no need to resort to the tears of angst and fear that many of you displayed in puberty before your voice changed or your breasts developed. Your transition will happen when the time is right for you, not for your sister or friend. The transition phase, most apparent over the next few days, is that you will no longer be willing to interact with those who relay fear or allow that fear to be part of daily life to the extent that you cannot see the peace and joy that is all around you. Of course, there will be some who discount that last thought, for they are fearful about some of their former 3D needs, such as financial resources, victimization, the cruelty of others, or thousands of other fears common in 3D but not in this new world. The obvious question then becomes, if I'm not transitioning as rapidly as others, am I enmeshed in, or do I need to be enmeshed in 3D fear? During puberty, were you held back a grade in school because your voice had not yet shifted? So it is now. Even though you remain more in the 3D world than you would like, given news blurbs and other techniques to return you to 3D fear, this is short-lived, similar to advancing in school despite the hoped-for physical attributes you had not yet developed. This angst about not yet experiencing what you hope to experience by this time, especially given that others are touting their new skills and experiences, is short-lived. Once you commit to this transition, as all of you reading this material have, it is just a matter of time until your personal new you attributes manifest. But unlike puberty, each of you will display different attributes, so some of your jealousy or fear that you are not transitioning as rapidly as others may be inaccurate, because your interests do not require the same aspects as others. How can this transition focus on uniqueness and yet expect that everyone's voice or breasts will be altered? Perhaps you are further along in your transition than you realize. Allow yourself to become yourself without jealousy of what others are doing or interested in. At the same time, expect changes in your actions, thoughts, or words. Uniqueness remains a key to your transition. So your shift might be as simple as deciding to plant a garden instead of the ultimate in some entities' minds of dimension travel. Honor yourself and your transition pace. Perhaps you have already transitioned without many key markers as your interactions and thoughts aligned with who you wanted to become. While others were so off the mark that they noticed bells and whistles rather than a general peace of mind. You are all evolving along the lines you initiated before this time or in large chunks of newness that surprise you and those around you. Allow yourself to be. Rest when you wish. Act when you want and know without a doubt that you are at the right place at the right time. So be it. Amen.